180 degree. When there are two angles such that their sum is 180 degree, then these are called supplementary angles. Next, the transversal intersect two or more than two lines. Let's say, for example, if I make any two lines, irrespective whether these are parallel or not, if it is intersected by a transversal, say this is a transversal, so you can see that it intersects the lines, the two lines at two distinct points. Here the blue one is a transversal. It is intersecting the two other lines, could be more than two also. Like so, for example, you can draw more than two lines. So they are intersecting these lines, as you can see that this is one such point, other, third. So they intersect at distinct points. We should say that they intersect two or more lines at distinct points. From question number 45 to 48, we have to find, we have to say that if a transversal intersect two parallel lines, then based on this are few questions. The first question is that, so in this question, it says the sum of the interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So on the same side of the transversal, interior angles, as you know, these are interior angles, but they're asking about the same side of the transversal. So it has to be 3 and 5. That is one pair. This is one pair. And there's another pair you can say. This is angle 4 and angle 6. This is the another pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal, also called co-interior angles. You should know that these angles are supplementary. That means angle 3 plus angle 5 will be equal to 180 degree, and angle 4 plus angle 6 will also be equal to 180 degree. Yes, the condition here is that these lines should be parallel. The lines must be parallel. In the question number 46, it says alternate interior angles have one common dash. So let's say take one alternate interior angle, say one pair. I'm taking 3 and 6 as one pair. So these alternate interior angles, for example, if I draw this line, this, and so this is being the transversal. What do you see here? That these alternate interior angles, this and this, has one common arms. Okay? This is the angle 3 has this and this as the two arms, and the other angle 6, this and this, are the two arms. So what do we see here? That one arm is common. So alternate interior angles have one common arms. One common arm. In question number 47, it says corresponding angles are on the dash side of the transversal. So look into the corresponding angles here. You can say angle 1 and angle 5. This is one pair of corresponding angle. Similarly, angle 2 and angle 6 are corresponding angles. The others are 3 and 7 is the next pair. And there is one more, that is 4 and 8. These are corresponding angles. So you can see that if I talk about 2 and 6, angle 2 and angle 6, they are on the same side of the transversal, considering say this as the transversal, taking this as the transversal. As you can see, both of them to the right of the transversal. Similarly, when we consider these two angles, say for example, angle 1 and angle 2, again they are on the same side of the transversal. This is time to the left of the transversal. So is the case of angle 4 and angle 8. Again they are on the same side of the transversal. And finally, we can say angle 3 and angle 7. They are also on the same side of the transversal. So you should write here, says same side of the transversal. Next, you can see that they are talking about the alternate interior angles. So let's identify what are alternate interior angles. So alternate, if first of all you should know what are interior angles. So they are 3, 4 and 5, 6 are interior angles. They are within the two parallel lines or maybe any two lines. Now what are alternate interior angles? So say 3 and 6 are one pair of alternate interior angles. As you can see, if one is to the left of the transversal, the other is to the right of the transversal. This is another pair of alternate interior angles, that is angle 4 and angle 6. Here too you can notice that if I take this as the transversal, where the transversal is represented here is this one. Say this one is the transversal. So what do you realize here, that if you talk about the alternate interior angles are dash side of the transversal, that means on the other side. If, as you can see, if 4 is to the right of the transversal, angle 5 is to the left. And similarly, if you talk about angle 3 is to the left of the transversal and angle 6 is to the right. So they are on the opposite side. They are on the opposite sides of the transversal. In the next question, he says that is question number 49. Two lines in a plane do not meet at any point are called dashed lines. So you can see that if I draw any two lines, you know that it has no end point and can be produced infinitely on both sides. So these kind of lines are called parallel lines. As you know, the distance between these two lines will always be same. So two lines in a plane which do not meet at any point are called parallel lines. And question number 50 says that two angles forming form a pair are supplementary. Well, let me show you. Say this one. All right. So they are talking about two angles. So this angle and the other angle is this. They form a linear pair. Right? Two angles forming a linear pair are supplementary. Linear pair is what? A pair of angles forming a straight line is called a linear pair. So we'll be writing here linear. In question number 51, it says that supplement of an acute angle is a dash angle. So supplement are those two angles, right, whose sum is 180 degree. So when you know that the sum is 180 degree, let's say if one angle, say if I take the first angle, the supplement of an acute angle. So we can select any acute angle, say for example 80 degree, and if I find its supplement will be 180 minus 80 degree. Supplement of an angle can be calculated by subtracting the known angle with 180 degree. So it's 180 minus 80, that comes out to be 100 degree. As you can see, it is an obtuse angle. So whenever two angles form a supplementary angles, then if one is acute, the other has to be obtuse and vice versa. That means if this is acute, its complement will be obtuse, or if the known angle is obtuse, right, then its complement will be an acute. Supplement of an right angle is always a dash angle. So supplement is calculated by, like say right angle is what? Right angle is an angle which is 90 degree. Its supplement will be calculated by subtracting this angle from 180. As you can see, 180 minus 90 is 90. So we can say that supplement of a right angle is a right angle only, or you may write 90 degree. Similar question here in 53, they're asking for a supplement of an obtuse angle. So supplement of an obtuse angle is always an acute angle. Like for example, if I take any obtuse angle, say 100 degrees an obtuse angle, its supplement can be calculated by subtracting this angle, that is 100 from 180. So 180 minus 100 degree give you 80 degree, which is an acute angle. So we'll be writing an acute here. Acute. And the next question, 54, it says in a pair of complementary angles. What are complementary angles? Those angles whose sum is 90 degree. It says each angle cannot be more than As you know, the sum of these two angles, let's say for example, A and B are two angles. The sum of these two angles, in order to be complementary, has to be 90 degrees. Now imagine if these two angles together is making a 90 degree, then one angle cannot be itself more than 90 degree, right? Because if this is more than 90 degree, the other has to be negative, which is not possible. So what we'll say that the final answer will be each angle cannot be more than 90 degree. In question number 55, it says an angle is 55 degree. Its complementary angle will be, as you know, complement of an angle is calculated by subtracting with 90. So an angle mentioned here is 45 degree. This complement can be calculated by subtracting this angle from 90 degree. So 90 minus 45 comes out to be 45. So 45 is degree is an angle which is equal to its complement. So an angle is 45 degree and its complement is also 45 degree. In question number 56, it says an angle which is half of its supplement is what? So half of its supplement. So let's say the original angle you can take as x, then its supplement, that means the other angle supplement, its supplement is what is saying half. So we can say half of x, that is x by 2. Once again, it says an angle which is half of its complement. So if you consider the one angle as x, the other has to be half of x, which is x by 2. Now these are supplementary angles, so obviously their sum, that is x plus x by 2, will give you 180 degree. Now if you take LCM, what you're going to get? This is, if you take LCM, this is 2x plus x is equal to 180 degree. So that means this is 3x by 2 is equal to 180 degree. Now I'll be using that concepts of simple equation to solve this, that is to get the value of x here. We have got 3x by 2 as 180 degree, and let's find x using the concept of simple equation. So we have we can transpose this, as you know that we have 3x by 2 is equal to 180 degree. So if I transpose these numbers on the other side, 2 will be multiplied and 3 will be divided with 180. So if you reduce it, this is divisible by 63 into 6. That's right. So this is giving us x as 60 into 2, that is 120 degree. So angle which is half of its complement. So one angle we got as 120 degree. So we got x as 120 degree. We got this as 120 degree. So its half, that is, this will give you 60 degree. 60. So 60 degree is the answer, as we have to find an angle which is half of its supplement.